I can do this. Welcome, welcome, goddesses. We are in our beautiful circle again. Let's imagine we're holding hands. And we're in this pristine place in nature. And we're just setting our intention. And before we set our intention, we ground down, right? So let's just imagine having those roots, taking them out of the coccyx of our spine, out of the soles of our feet, and letting them grow down, down, down into the earth until we imagine connecting to that lava-filled heart of planet Earth. And we take a full breath in and out as we notice how we are grounding down. We're becoming present with this special moment right now. So we'll take 3 full breaths together, breathing in through the nose, holding, and then releasing through the mouth. Whoo, make a sound. And again, another full breath in through the nose. Hold. And exhale through the mouth, make a sound. Woo! Whatever sound comes through is great. And a third time, take a full breath in. Hold. And exhale with a sound. Woo! We've got a lot of woos going on this circle. So in this place right here, I'm going to spotlight myself so you know, there we are, what we're doing. I had this following download. So I was just sitting in the garden just before we gathered, and I was connecting to spirit, to the universe, to all that is. And I said, okay, what's the thing that we need to do today? And they gave me this idea to do a doorway to joy meditation. Does that sound great? Doorway to joy meditation. So I'm not going to show you the structure because they gave me a few elements of things that need to be in there, and all the things will mean something. Yes, I know. And I'm not going to tell you what they mean because otherwise you might go jinx it, right? So I remember so clearly in a remote viewing class that I was doing this remote viewing training, and we'd got to the second half of the training where we were doing remote viewing that's done in delta brain waves. And delta brain waves, as we know, are usually the brain waves that we are in when we are asleep. So the whole challenge was to stay awake and present enough to notice the downloads. And here's the thing about remote viewing. I love remote viewing because I think it's a fabulous tool amongst many others to elicit and to find out more about what's coming in the future, what happened in the past, because as a remote viewer, as we all also actually can, we can tap into any time, any location, anything, because it's all just energy, right? So on that basis, the remote viewing training started out with theta work. So you're in a theta or even alpha state, which is a sort of semi-relaxed state, alpha, right? And then theta is a little deeper. And then you're doing the process of the remote viewing. Now, I was not so good at that first bit because it's very, very structured. And it's actually something that is taught or was taught to soldiers, right? So it's a very, very boxy sort of thing. And yeah, guess what? I was not that good at it. But then when we did this other remote viewing where you go into delta, that was my thing. I was there. And the first thing that we remote viewed was a pod of whales, right? A pod of whales. But the thing was that we, of course, as with remote viewing, you don't know what you are remote viewing. So all you get is a coordinate, which is a number. And so not knowing at all what you're doing, you're kind of plunging into the field and then you're gathering information. So I was doing this, and then after you've done your process and you've made your notes and you've shared, right, what you found, which is of course always a leap of faith because you might be sharing absolute bollocks, right? It might be totally off, which it usually was when it was the other form of remote viewing with me. I'd only got a few elements right. But the cool thing, just before I continue with the story, the cool thing about remote viewing is that it is always done in groups. So it's not up to one person, which I like. And then part of the biggest processes of the remote viewing is actually the analyzing of the data that was gathered. Okay, so fast forward, we do this deep remote viewing and we all shared what we got. And then we were shown the picture, and it's a specific picture of this pod of whales. And I was like, holy moly, that was good. So there I was able to relax more, deeper, and I was able to detach more. And why, that's also why I am not sharing what all these things that we're going to be kind of connecting to mean, because otherwise your conscious mind might get in the way. So for this doorway to joy meditation, I want to give you a little bit of the paradigm that we can choose to connect to, because it's always a choice. You don't have to do this meditation, and you don't have to choose the things that I'm suggesting for us now. And yes, my name is Joy, and that's why the frequency of joy is it's really meaningful to me. And just these last days, because you might know that I'm in the middle of my book launch of my first German book coming out, Intuition, der Schlüssel zu mehr Lebensfreude. So intuition, the key to more joy in life. I was really tuning into kind of this conversation in my head of like, what does joy mean to you? And what makes you special, Joy? That was literally the question that I asked myself. What makes you special? What are you really good at? And then I had this answer in my head, which was saying, you're really good at finding joy wherever you are. That's true, because, I have been through a lot of things that were really rough. I mean, as we all have, right? So don't ever think that it's always been, frilly and pink glasses and stuff. No, I've had many moments in my life where I was literally on my hands and knees in the night in my bedroom, sobbing and praying. And we all have those dark nights of the soul. But if I look back, I notice I always got through those moments. And B, I noticed I always came out stronger. And then I asked, why is that so? And I believe it's because, yes, I'll have my drama. Yes, I'll feel really awful. But I will always look for that silver lining. I will always ask the question, why is it so easy for me to find my joy? Why is it so easy for me to find my joy? Why is it so easy for me to find my joy? And when we ask empowering questions, we get the answers, right? And so I have trained myself, that's all it is, train myself to constantly tune into joy, no matter how low I might be. Where's the joy? Where's the light? Where's the thing that's good right now? So what we're doing is we're making choices in this meditation that I would love you to make consciously first, because I have noticed that I find it easier to relax and to surrender, A, when I'm safe, and B, when I have a feeling of certain control. I'll give you an example. The other day, I decided to prepare for the coming school year where my daughter is going to be learning French. I've decided I'm going to learn French with her to support her. But I also know that I'm really lazy in many aspects of my life, and I'm not going to be sitting down with a textbook, and it's just not my thing. So I've got to find a way how to learn French in a really easy, joyful, and graceful way. So I thought, well, brain training, obviously, sleep training, that's what I'm all about. So I started going through Spotify and looking for French meditations. And then I started listening to some French meditations about, building confidence for her, building confidence for him. And I was like, don't really have a clue of what they're saying, but I'm sure if I listen to this often enough, I'll be good. But then I thought, but I don't really know what they're saying. This feels a little risky and it's not very practical. So then I went to language courses, and I thought, okay, there are these sleep programming language courses where they say a sentence or a question in English, and then they repeat it 3 times in French. So I was listening to that, and I was kind of aiming to nod off and go to sleep. But I was noticing I was listening a lot. And then all the questions were kind of, I don't know, can I book a room? Can I have a king size bed? Can I do this? Can I do that? Practical stuff. And I thought, well, yeah, that's pretty good, right? It's good to know this question. But then a sentence came that was, I am allergic to peanuts. And I was like, I don't want to say that to myself for the next 3 months, because if I tell myself every single day I am allergic to peanuts, the risk of me becoming allergic to peanuts is a little too high, right? So I dumped that one again. And the reason why I'm telling you that is that I then found one that was just positive affirmations for women. And I thought, okay, you can't go wrong with that. That's what I'm going to sleep to, because that's always going to be good. And I'm curious to what my brain remembers and how this will all unfold. So that's why I'm telling you what we're going to choose for if you would like to. The choices we're making is, guess what? I choose joy. And yes, of course, you can choose me, but that's not what it's about. It's about you choosing the frequency of joy. Okay, just to be clear, I choose joy. Then I choose to be proud of myself and the choices I make. That one really landed with me, because often I will, especially when I go to sleep at night, I will start going into the past and you could have done that better. And what if you'd done that? And what if you'd made a better choice here? Yada, yada, right? So I decided if I could choose to be proud of myself and the choices I make. That's going to set me up for success in a real good way. Next, I choose love. That's a kind of classic. I like doing that. And here, often people ask me, say, yeah, but what's the most loving thing? That's kind of feels a little fishy on the boundaries. And that means you've always got to say yes. And you've always got to be like a loving. It's not. Because if we say I am choosing love, then choosing love can even mean not to help someone, because you choosing the love for yourself or choosing to invest your energy in something else will mean that you're going to help someone else instead. You know what I mean? So I am not in this whole programming wanting us to become these egotistical narcissists. Hell no. But this is about choosing love, and love is a certain frequency that, comes after joy and after peace, so it's all good high frequencies. Then I choose me. Again, because I've chosen love, it's very safe to choose me, because I have to love myself first. I have to ask myself, what is the most loving thing that I can do for myself right now? Because I trust that when I'm in a high frequency, I'm automatically sharing with others and I'm automatically inspiring others. So that's that rising tide thing. I choose to have faith. That's a big one, right? I choose to have faith. And we can always have faith in ourselves. We will often get disappointed if we have faith in others. And yeah, they, guess what, don't fulfill our expectations. But if we choose to have faith in ourselves, we can also choose that every choice that I made, it got me somewhere. And if we look in the back, into the back mirror, into the past, yeah, some choices might not have been, I don't know, the most wise in that moment. But even that bad choice, you had another opportunity to correct it, didn't you? And through those bad choices, we often learn what we are not and what we don't want. And I think that's really important. Then I choose to learn with grace, ease, and joy. That's one of the first ones that I put up on my vision board 12 years ago, when I started the Omega healing training, and I got acquainted with all these different beliefs that we can hold true. So the limiting ones and then the empowering ones. And I noticed that some part of me thought that only a lesson that I learn through pain and suffering is worth it. I don't know why, but that was kind of my programming. So choosing to learn through joy, grace, and ease really sets us up in a good way to have more joy in life. That makes sense, right? That's it. Those are the things that we're choosing. And we're choosing, that's important, to help ourselves. So part of my German campaign is we came up with this term called a help yourselfie. Right? So, the selfies, right? And I'm coming up with lots of help yourselfies, because I'm really encouraging people to go into that state of responsibility towards ourselves. We want to take charge of our own lives more. Okay, so our help yourselfie for today is to do nothing, to get into a really comfortable position and to relax. So full disclosure, I have the Mag Healy going on over here, and it's running the program of coherence, and it's charging the atmosphere of the room that I am in with the frequency of coherence, because that helps me stay and be in a really good coherent state while I channel this awesome meditation. Are you ready? So lie down, get yourself really relaxed. I'm gonna get some music up. Second. Here's my library. Let's hope they like this. It's Golden Ratio Healing Resonance by Manesh Demur, the wonderful shaman that I met in Santa Fe. And we're starting out with 111 hertz. I hope it's really soft. You should hardly hear it. Are you hearing something? Just there. And as we become aware of this present moment, and you're allowing your body to find the most comfortable position that is accessible to you right now, I invite you to close your eyes. Close your eyes and just relax. Allow my voice and all the sounds you hear to relax you deeper and deeper. As you notice right now is the perfect time to invest in yourself, to release any thoughts, any emotions, any pain, any to-do lists, any busyness, and to go into that comfortable state of mind where you can just let your thoughts become like clouds in the sky and just notice them. And you focus on your breath, noticing how your breath is calming down, slowing down. And you're conscious of every gentle inhale and that little pause at the end of the inhale, and then you exhale. Noticing that little pause at the end of the exhale and just following your breath. As you roll your eyes up, as if you're looking through the crown of your head. And then inside of yourself, you say, even if I don't know how to find my doorway to joy, all I do know is, it is so now. And I am fulfilled. I delete all that could stop me. And I download everything I need to do so now with grace, ease, and joy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So it is. So it shall be, or something even better. And then just relax your eyes. Relax your face. Allow it to become all soft and warm. Relax your scalp. Imagine relaxation flowing in through the tips of your hair, bringing those gentle, relaxed brain waves into your brain, connecting your left and your right brain, and bringing your brain into that perfect state of relaxation that is right for you now. Noticing how that relaxation is moving down your neck, into your shoulders, filling your chest up with this deep sense of peace. Notice that. Allowing that relaxation to move into the core of your heart. Allowing you to notice that expansion of the field around your heart. Just allowing those waves of relaxation to move down into your belly now. Relaxing all your inner organs, spine, every muscle and fiber in your body. Breathing down into the coccyx of your spine, you now allow that relaxation to move into your hips and your groin. Noticing that pleasure in life, that sense of adventure. Finding that doorway to your joy. That's right. And now allow that relaxation to move down and down into your legs. Bringing ease into your legs, allowing them to feel heavy and warm. So relax. Breathing into the soles of your feet now. Imagining the most healing vibrations moving through every toe of every foot. Grounding you, connecting you to the earth. And allowing your body to relax deeper and deeper. Your body knows exactly how to relax. And it feels so good to relax. And you notice the better you feel, the deeper you relax. And the deeper you relax, the better you feel. So just breathe and relax. As you allow your consciousness to start drifting and floating, trusting that your body is safe and relaxed and will recharge, regenerate and rejuvenate, while you allow your consciousness to travel, noticing it drifting and floating out of your body, up and up into a beautiful blue sky. Noticing all the colors of the rainbow around you as they move through your cells, connecting you to your divine blueprint of health, and happiness, abundance, success, joy and peace. Just following that light and noticing how at 3 you will be in a sacred garden, beautiful place in nature. 1, take a full breath in and hold. 2, relax and release. And 3, be there now. Notice nature around you, this sacred garden. Feel the energy of this place. It's so safe, so special. And then in this garden, you find a beautiful old tree. Go float and drift over to that tree now. And lay your body down, just resting and relaxing. Noticing how every breath is a moment of release and recharge. Taking this conscious time to be with yourself. To reprogram your mind and your system to be aligned with that joy in life, that essence of success. So just relax and imagine feeling the earth beneath you, thanking Mother Earth for all that she offers you, and allowing those electromagnetic force field, that energy of the earth, to ground you, to detox you, and to pull anything out of your system that no longer serves your highest good. Just relax. And then notice how in the distance you see this little light, like an orb flying towards you. A friendly little light, coming closer and closer. At 3, it will be right by your side. 1, 2, and 3, notice that orb of light right next to you. As you glimpse into the light, you notice the little fairy inside of the light. A beautiful little fairy with wings and a flowy little dress. And she's smiling at you. And says, I can take you to the doorway, that doorway to joy. Are you ready for it? And everything inside of you says, yes. I choose joy. I am interested. Yes, please. And the moment you say that yes, you notice how she's sprinkling fairy dust all over you. Notice how her wings are flattering and this golden dust is coming down onto your body, engulfing you in this little cloud of golden energy. And before you know it, that golden cloud is starting to move you up and up, right into the center of the quantum field. Notice on your way all the light around you, the planets, the stars, geometric sequences, colors. And then follow that little fairy to a beautiful castle at 3. 1, take a full breath in, hold. 2, relax and release, floating and drifting. At 3, be there now. Notice the castle. Notice the structure, the color of the castle. What is it made out of? And imagine drifting and floating around the castle, just noticing its size, what the walls are made out of. Does it maybe have some water around it? Is there a bridge? Are there towers? What does your castle look like? Just notice, without any judgment, just allowing this information to bubble up from the quantum field, noticing the sights, sounds, the feelings and the thoughts, imagining this castle. And as you float up to the main entrance of the castle, notice the steps going up to the main door. How many steps can you drift and float over until you get to the entrance? Start drifting and floating, noticing the steps, effortlessly moving up to the grand entrance area of the castle. And as you float up to that, entrance door, take a moment to notice the door. What color is it? What is it made out of? How big is it? And as you notice this information, you float inside of the castle. Your fairy is still with you, maybe singing a merry little song or encouraging you on. As with utter faith, you float inside of the castle, and the fairy gives you a key ring. Notice the key ring that she's handing you. And you notice on this key ring, there are lots of different keys in all shapes and sizes. Some are made out of gold and metal. Others might be out of wood or glass, or maybe just made out of light. Notice the different keys. Notice the colors. Notice how heavy they are or how light they are. And as you take in these keys, you notice how one key is shining brightly. It's almost as if it's glowing. Go and take that key and allow that key to magnetically, automatically allow you to drift and float through all the corridors of the castle, noticing all the different doorways, all the alleys and corridors, noticing the floor, noticing the ceiling, just taking in your surrounding. And then you notice a cupboard at the end of a hallway. At 3, I invite you to float over to that cupboard. 1, take a full breath in. 2, release and relax. And 3, you're right in front of that cupboard now. And as you take in the size and the shape of this cupboard, you notice that your key is going into the little lock. Allow that to happen and open up the cupboard. And as you're taking in the contents in this cupboard, you notice there are lots of different items in this cupboard. And as you look closer, you notice how all these items are like tools to use. Maybe they're beautiful vases, maybe they're books, maybe they're hammers and screwdrivers, magic wands. Notice what's in your cupboard. Take 3 full breaths as you imagine the contents of this cupboard. Relaxing. It's all just a game. Your only job is to relax. What's inside your cupboard? Just notice. 1 more breath, gathering the information, just allowing it to bubble up. Excellent. And know that you always can come back to this cupboard. Whenever you need a specific tool, you will find it here. And then allow that cupboard to close and look down on your key ring again, noticing that the next key seems as if it's glowing. So go ahead and imagine taking that key, and the moment you do, it's as if that key is pulling you along the next corridor, past doors and windows, taking in your environment, noticing the beauty of your castle. And then before you know it, you come to a door that is labeled Sacred Chamber. Go ahead and float right up to that door. And then with your next full breath, float through the door and notice your sacred chamber. 1, 2, and 3. You're right inside your sacred chamber. Notice the floor and the walls. What are they made out of? Any information is the right information for you. Notice the color. Notice the texture. Notice any objects in this sacred chamber. Are there any other beings here? Helpers of light. Just notice and welcome all your helpers. Thank them for being here. And now with your next 3 breaths, ask your helpers for a special message for you. What is important for you to know right now? 1, taking a full breath in and letting it go. 2, noticing your sacred chamber, breathe in and then let it go. And 3, gathering the information, noticing what your light beings are giving you, saying to you, can you feel Or can you hear? That's right. And then with all that gratitude in your heart, notice how the frequencies inside of you are starting to shift. A sense of excitement might be coming up as you know you're now ready to explore another room in this castle. So float and drift out of the sacred chamber, knowing you can always come back here. Floating and drifting along the corridors, moving up and up into another floor in your castle. And then you float and drift towards a door that is painted red. And on that door, it says kitchen. Float inside of the kitchen as you notice this door opens up without a key. You float through that red door and float right into the center of your kitchen. What does your kitchen look like? Is it more modern or vintage? Where's the stove? What does it look like? Notice the cupboards, the cabinets, the table, the bar. What's in your kitchen? What does it look like? Notice the colors, textures, the sounds and the smells. Notice what your kitchen smells like. Again, just gathering the information, just allowing it to bubble up, feeling grateful, and getting ready for the next part of your journey as you start drifting and floating out of your beautiful kitchen, moving through the next corridor, floating and drifting, feeling so relaxed, so peaceful to be here. And as you float and drift, you notice your key ring is glowing again. The next key is glowing, and you take this key, and it's a very special key. It's a more futuristic key, you notice. And this key is now drifting and floating and pulling you towards a modern door, a completely modern door made out of glass. And as you peek through that glass, you notice all the controls, all the machines in this room. And you'll notice that you're in the control room of your castle. That room that controls all the doings in the castle. The heating, the plumbing, the electricity, the frequencies, all the guests. It's the management center. So float and drift inside and then notice the different controls. And as you do, you notice that there's one machine that seems most attractive to you now. So float and drift over to it and notice all the knobs and the dials and the screens, and notice there's a little keypad. And in here now, you're going to program those choices that you made. Now imagine you could take your hand and you might be writing it by hand, or you're typing it into the keypad. And as I repeat these choices to you, you repeat them inside of your mind as you imagine programming this into your system now. I choose joy. I choose to be proud of myself and the choices I make. I choose love. I choose me. I choose to have faith in myself, in life, in love. I choose to learn with grace, ease, and joy. I choose to help myself. I choose to inspire myself. Yes, I choose joy. And then notice how that instrument that you have chosen, the one that's flashing up now, is showing you those levels of joy. And you notice that there's a 0 and then there's an infinity. So dial that dial up to a level that feels right to you. What level of joy are you choosing to have in your life now, to integrate in your life, to make it an automatic programming for you to be at these levels of joy no matter what? Choose that frequency now. Choose the setting that is right for you. And as you have chosen that setting, you notice that flash of light move through your control room, as if all angels are singing around you. Finally, she made the choice. That's right. She chose joy. And then just imagine all the fairies and all the cherubs and all the angelic forces are now dancing and singing around you, filling your control room with that frequency of joy. And as you notice that joy bubble up inside of you and all around you, imagine sending your body in 3D, that frequency of joy, trusting your body, allowing your body to realign with joy. Noticing how that joy is being programmed at your deepest levels, right down to your DNA. Yes, I choose joy. You're choosing joy and you're worth it. You deserve it and you're sweet. And as you say yes, yes, yes inside of yourself, you notice how you're drifting and floating out of your control room now. Floating through those corridors in your castle. Noticing how there seems to be more light in this castle now. Maybe the colors are more vibrant. It feels so good to be here. And you know that anytime you choose, you can come back into this castle. And before you leave, you instruct your angels and all your helpers to take those refurbishments, to make those upgrades in this castle that you are choosing now. What are you choosing to change in this castle? Is there anything that you would like to alter or amplify? Then go ahead and instruct your angels now. Tell them, I'd like this. I'd like a new color here, maybe wallpaper here. I'd like a playground over there, a spa over there, a fitness studio. What are you going to have? Imagine downloading that information now and giving that command to all your helpers, thanking them for all their help. And they say, yes, consider it done. That's right, we'll do that. Next time you're back here, you will notice all the upgrades. And as you feel that gratitude and that joy inside of your heart, you notice it's time to leave your castle. So ever so gently, as quickly as your unconscious mind can reevaluate and integrate all the learnings with grace, ease, and joy, and allow this amplification of your frequencies to happen in the most graceful way. Allow yourself to come back into the here and now, picking up your body in that sacred garden, integrating your energies, noticing the upgrade in your body. As all inflammation and dis-ease has left your body and you realigned with that light that you are, just notice it. Realigned with your divine blueprint, feel it in your body. As you come back into the here and now, bringing all the learnings, all that is good for you, back into the here and now. With your next 3 breaths, integrating all that serves your highest good, bringing peace and prosperity and joy and ease into your being. Come back into the here and now. 1, 2, and 3. Completely back in the here and now, noticing your surroundings, noticing the sounds around you, becoming aware of your body, maybe start giving your body a little squeeze, a little stroke. That's right. Wake up your face, stroke your head. Tap your shoulder. Well done. Well done. And do tell me what happened for you. Do tell me. You know, Dawn, I'm going to ask you first. So do join me in the spotlight and tell me what happened in this doorway to joy meditation for you. I'm curious.
So the colors, can you hear me? Did I unmute myself? Yes. So the colors that I saw were purple and gold. So those were the colors that I kept seeing. And the message that I heard was, for me, it was about letting go. So I think the control, letting go of the things I cannot control.
That upgrades our life every time, doesn't it?
Yes, it is a constant lesson for me.
I believe for all of us. Thank you for sharing that. Lily, I noticed that you had quite some energy going on. Would you like to share what happened for you? And thank you for saying yes.
Today is the second anniversary of my mother's passing,
Hmm.
and the family house has been sold, the
Mm.
house that my father built.
Talk about letting go.
There was a great big pine tree, 70-year-old pine tree, in the back corner of that yard that was planted when my older brother was born. And it's been cut down, and there was a great big oak tree in the front. And before that, there was a willow tree for 20 years. This oak tree was 50 years old, and that's also been cut down. And we were living in a house in the country in Kirchberg am Wagram in Lower Austria for 20 years, and it had a great big Lindenbaum in front of the house. So when in the meditation, we were told, I was looking for my tree.
You were looking for your tree. Hmm.
I'm
Could you
so
find one?
I'm so in love with trees, and I only agreed to move into this apartment in the city after 20 years in the country because I wanted to be in the country to let my boys be boys and make noise. And now there's a Lindenbaum in front of the house here, so I can see it from my window, and that was the only reason I accepted living in this place with no balcony and no garden. And I have such a longing for looking for a tree. And we recently spent 10 days at my sister-in-law's house while she went on holidays to Greece. And she's got a beautiful garden and beautiful trees and beautiful old trees and beautiful lawn. And I went out every day walking barefoot on that lawn.
And did
So
that come up for you in the meditation again, that tree?
absolutely. I mean, I'm still looking for the one tree because each of these other trees, I can't lie down under the pine tree because there's all needles there, and I can't lie down
It's our
under.
conscious mind, but like, no, that's not going to work. So here, I just got this random information, and feel free to reject it. I love that you've noticed your love for trees. And you know how I always say, if there's a heart's desire, it's chosen you. So what if there's more to this tree thing than you know? And what if this letting go of the house and the garden and those trees? And I totally get you, because in Asheville there was also, or there is, this beautiful oak tree, and that was the most painful thing to let go of. Those trees can be planted. So I'm seeing you, I don't know, making something juicy out of this desire, not only to be with trees, but to do something for trees, to connect to trees. I feel that there's a big message there for you.
I've got avocado plants that I've grown from seeds. One is 5 years old and it's as tall as I am now. And
Wow.
I've heard, I had friends in Queensland who had an avocado plantation, and they said it takes 7 years before they bear fruit. So I've got this hobby. I keep
Well, keep
sprouting
doing it. Keep
avocado
doing it.
seeds.
And you know, the other thing that's coming through is that, I hope I say the quote right, is that a man who has truly understood life plants a tree that he knows he will never sit under. So maybe, yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm going to let you off the spotlight, and thank you for allowing us to be part of that, yeah, anniversary too, because that's a beautiful thing that you are still here. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. How about Lisa? What happened for you? Anybody else who would like to share something that happened in the meditation that they would like to, throw into the circle now?
I saw the color white. It was some golden color, white, and the garden was similar to a jungle to me. So it was very wild, very green, and it was, yeah, very, very wild. And the message I heard was just trust. And it's something I hear very often recently, because for me it's quite struggle to trust. So it's not so easy to let go and feel I can trust. But
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you've brought it up. Come on, let's switch that. If we notice ourselves saying like that, but it's not easy to trust, right? We can switch that. So let's say, I love and accept myself.
I love and accept myself.
Even if I believe. Even if I believe.
Even if I believe.
That I cannot trust, and it's difficult to trust.
That I cannot trust, and it's difficult to trust.
And I love and accept myself.
And I love and accept myself.
When I now choose to know.
When I now choose to know.
That it's easy to trust myself.
That it's easy to trust myself.
And to trust that the highest frequency wins.
And to trust that the highest frequency wins.
And love always wins.
And love always wins.
It does, long run, love always wins. Highest frequency, okay. And then breathe. Okay, and the points that would be really good to tap, you know, the next week, we could just choose these points underneath our eyes on our cheekbone, where we're transforming worry into trust and surrender. And here we were seeing, I like saying, I trust my highest guidance. I trust my highest self. I trust my body. I trust me. I trust love. I trust life. I trust gratitude. You know, here to stack it on, and go right into the trust. It's also good because we're moving the lymph. So if we have, I don't know, a bit of congestion going on down there or puffy eyes, it's really good to tap it out, okay? And we're activating the stomach meridian. So I've noticed, and I'm sure maybe many of you too, that people who worry a lot often have stomach issues. Like, you know, I'm so sensitive, I can't eat this, can't eat that. They're worrying a lot. So thank you for sharing that. Okay, so then I guess it's time now to give you the key to the things you saw, right? Okay, so I defined this first so that it's not me making it up, but your highest self gave you the information you wanted. So the castle that you saw is a visual representation of your soul. So did you have a donkey little old castle that had lots of nooks and crannies and whatever? You might be a really, really, really old soul. You might, if you had a really modern castle, that says something else about your soul. I mean, all our souls have been around for eons of time. So your castle signifies what your soul is like. Then the steps, how many steps did you have? That is an indication of how many obstacles you believe lie between you and that joy in life. How many steps did you float over? Okay. Then we had, the key ring. The key ring, I was told, is your personality. And notice how many different keys you had on there. Those, every time you do this meditation, I encourage you, if you liked it, do it again. You'll notice different things. It'll change because you're changing, you're evolving, right? So notice the different keys and notice how many keys you have. Those are all the different facets of your personality. Then we have the cupboard. The cupboard are the tools that you already have in life to be able to do something, to change something. You all have different tools. And these tools, of course, our unconscious mind always speaks in symbolism, also speaks in pictures. So it'll take maybe a bit of interpretation of these tools, but you'll get a bit of an idea of what tools you already have to do things, take action. Your sacred chamber, where your hidden gifts, your hidden powers, those are the kind of the surprises. Those are the things you don't know anything about yet, maybe. So access your sacred chamber also to find resources together with the cupboard. That's why I took you the cupboard first. You could go to the cupboard, grab a few tools and go down into your chamber to then access your resources and discover more about your hidden powers. Then we had the kitchen. Want to guess what the kitchen was? Kitchen was your heart. So check out how full was that kitchen. You can go in there again and check, I don't know, are your cabinets full with things? Or I don't know, is there some old crusty, dusty, musty stuff in there? And then remember, you always have your tools with you. You can refurbish, right? And you can clean it out. You can always change stuff. And then we have the control room. And the control room is kind of your programming. So the controls of your body, of your brain, and you can put your belief systems are in there. It's kind of that whole foundation of your system put in there. That's your control room. So you can always go into the control room, say you've got something physical going on, right? And you don't know why you've always got this certain ache or this certain pain. You could do this meditation and just first set the intention to find out more about this dis-ease or this problem that you're dealing with. And then you just let go. You relax, you notice different things, and like you're doing now, you write them down. The reason why you want to write them down is because these things might not make sense right away, but I promise you they will make sense over time, because now your unconscious mind has kind of lifted the lid and said, hey, all this is also here. And then we'll start dreaming about it. Synchronicities happen. You might open a book and then it'll say again, I don't know, blue gold or purple gold, and this will happen. So just notice what you notice, especially these next 3 days. Okay. And then do give us feedback. I'd love to hear what happens for you. Dawn, anything you'd like to add to that?
No, but I'm excited to do it again now, kind of having more information about what, you know, each thing correlates to.
Cool. I was telling you about that meditation that I did in the remote viewing training, where we were given the coordinates. This was after the whale thing. We were given the coordinates and we were then allowed to go deep again. And it was a guided one, which they never usually do. You just get white noise on and there's no guidance at all. So it takes a lot of discipline. And this is a guided one. And it was similar in the sense that there were different things to do and different things to see. And we didn't know why we were doing or seeing these things. And then afterwards, they told us that the coordinate was our highest self. Oh, that was so amazing. So some of these things, I'm sure I'll come up with something like this again, but I love doing them because you don't know what you're seeing. And it just makes it more playful. And then afterwards, the integration can start and all the kind of downloads happen. So thank you. What we got here, Lisa? It would be interesting to repeat the meditation during the next full moon. Yes.
Yeah, it's really, we've got, let's see, it's coming up, right? We have 2 supermoons in August, which is, how often does that happen? I mean, that can't happen very often.
I'm not an astrologist, but here's the good news. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., we're meeting with the German golden goddesses, and they're Andrea Moser, who's my astrologist and feng shui expert. She's going to tell us. So stay posted. I'll keep you posted. I'll tell you tomorrow. Currently, I don't know enough to tell you something.
We had a request for the name of the song that was used in the meditation.
Yeah, it's a playlist. The guy is called Manish Manur. Manish is spelled Maneesh, and Manor is Manor. I'll share it in the newsletter that you get. I'll put the playlist in there. Yolanda says there were only butterflies in my cupboard. So a lot of transformation, I would say, right? And a lot of willing helpers to fly out and do stuff for you, maybe. Huh? Yeah, I wonder what will happen the next couple of days with your butterflies. And, you know, every time you do this, it might be different. Most likely will. So just play with it, Okay, any questions? Anything anybody would like to ask or say before I do a little bit of something that I would like to tell you? We all good? Yolanda, please. Wait, let me unmute you. There you go. Mm-hmm.
I am. I want to tell you something about what happened to me this morning, and I see a connection, a big connection with this. Robert lost his Healy, and we were looking for it for 2 days. And I was also looking for it in the garden and everywhere. And then I thought, yeah, I don't know. And suddenly I thought, I only have to ask it. So I connected and I asked, please tell me where I can find this Healy. And immediately I got a message, in the pocket of your bathrobe.
And
it was there.
That is so cool. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah, ask and
and then there was another, and then it was like, this is not only about the Healy, the message. This is not only about the Healy, but you have to have more faith and trust your intuition. And this was the message I got. It was so stunning. Yeah, nice. So clear. And then, well, with this meditation, it fits so well with what
I'm happy for that. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I've had so many funny stories with my Heelys too. The amount of times I've lost them, misplaced them, found them again, washed them. I mean, it's like it's its whole journey, and there's always a meaning. I always know, if I've lost my Healy again, there's something. Sit down, reconnect, and I'll find it in the weirdest places. It even made me go up a mountain twice because I'd left it right at the top of the mountain, right? So I love that. That's a fun story. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So Dawn, we don't have anybody yet to replace you. We're still busy manifesting. So for all those who didn't hear my shout out at the beginning, beautiful Dawn is going to go back studying and take a little study, sabbatical until December, right? So I am encouraging you to come be my co-host so you can help out, let goddesses in, kind of monitor the chat, and maybe share something you've learned that you could also share with others. So come on, give yourself that little push, have that courage, have that faith in yourself. I would love to get to know you. If that's you, then please send me an email at joy@joymartina.com. Okay, Dawn, I'm going to take you off the spotlight because I'm now going to say something that I might want to come back to. And that is that I have received the question. Let me start again. Many of you have asked about my German book. Can I have it as a printed version, or can I only get it as a Kindle? Yes, you can get it as a printed version, and that printed version will be available on the 19th of September. And you don't need a Kindle to be able to read the ebook, because on Amazon, there's a free little app that you can download, as I said, for free, very simple. And then you can read the PDF, so the ebook version of my book, also from the 19th of September onwards, even if you don't have a Kindle. If you're a 3D fan like me, I just love printed books. I love touching books and having them and underlining stuff. Then you can pre-order the book. Dawn and I are going to actually be talking about that now, how to make this most easy for you. And just know, 19th of September is the big day when my baby comes to this world in the German-speaking market. And I would really love your support. How can you support me even if you don't read or speak German? Well, go ahead and just like up all my social posts. Please, the more you comment, put hearts on it, share it and stuff, the more the algorithm is fed with the messages of joy and help yourself. And come on, follow your intuition. And I know that if you're here, those are the kind of things you're also interested in. So I would really appreciate your help and support on social media by just hitting like, loving it up, putting comments underneath so more people are able to also access this knowledge. So thank you for that. And I wish you a beautiful day or night right now. So I don't know what you're up to. I am going to go out dancing because I made that commitment to myself. And you all have helped me come into the even more joyful atmosphere right now. So instead of winding down, I'm going to wind up and go dance. I hope you're going to go do something joyful, do something loving for yourself. And I really look forward to seeing you again next week. Mille baci, squeeze the hands, group hug, cinnamon roll. See you next week, my loves. Thank you so much.